So with Blast's appearance in Chapter 139, we got answers to some questions, but then a whole bunch more came out of it as well. So I'm just going to be using this video to talk about all of the stuff the community has been talking about with Blast since Chapter 139, as well as some things that I've personally discovered. And that means there's going to be a lot of speculation in this video, and also I'm going to have to go into heavy webcomic spoilers. So if you don't want to know what's going to happen past where the manga currently is, I suggest you check out now. So first, let's talk about Blast's abilities. So we saw that Blast has some kind of wormhole, black hole type abilities, right? And I'm thinking this might be confirming what Fubuki was talking about in Hero Encyclopedia when she says Blast is an Esper who commands trillions of robots. So clearly we didn't see anything with robots in 139, so there's still a bunch of question marks with that. But as for the Esper thing, I think that actually might be true because there seems to be some kind of like energy manipulation aspect of being an Esper. For example, we've seen Psycho shoot like these laser beams from her eyes, and recently in Chapter 138 we saw Tatsumaki like cover that big rock spear in some kind of psychic energy or something. And going further into what Fubuki says in the Hero Encyclopedia, she says he could shoot super high powered beams from his eyes. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this is written here, and also we see Psychos literally do that. And given that Psychos is an Esper, I'm thinking that Blast probably is to some extent as well. Because also when Psychos is controlling Giro and like shoots those beam electricity things from her eyeballs, Tatsumaki says, "Oh, what elegant, nuanced usage of your Esper abilities. Who taught you how to do that?" So either Blast is a straight up Esper, just like Tatsumaki, Fubuki, and Psychos, or he's some kind of Esper adjacent. That could be like the One Punch Man world's equivalent of like a meta-human that has like some kind of internal energy manipulation or something like that. I mean, his warping black hole type abilities things can be explained through energy. Because in reality, I guess black holes can be created using energy. I'm not going to go deep into that stuff because I'm a moron, but if you Google it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Speaking of Blast's wormhole abilities, this video is sponsored by Extra Wallet. Extra Wallet is by far my favorite sponsor, and that's because this is the best product I've ever received, easily. I mean, I literally use this thing every single day, and I've had it for a few months now. Look how sleek and smooth this thing is, but the thing that really makes it Disaster Level Dragon is this. Wow. You just hit a button and then all your cards pop up. 100% of the time that I do this in public, people are impressed. And that's 0% cap, despite it being anecdotal evidence. It also comes with this tracker that's solar powered in case you lose your wallet, and it has an app that connects to it. Also, there's a Valentine's Day sale going on where you're gonna get 20% off. And I know everyone that watches this channel is a Chad, so you definitely have a significant other that you can buy this as a gift for. So check out the links in the description so you can get your very own Extra Wallet and be a Chad Lord just like me. Thanks, guys. But anyway, whatever Blast is or whatever abilities he has seems to be inherently a part of him, since he can hereditarily pass it on to his offspring, who is Blue, and that brings us to him. Now, as you've seen in the thumbnail, I pointed out that they pretty much have the same eyes, and I'm thinking that this is more or less confirming that Blue is legitimately the biological son of Blast. Something I've been speculating about recently in the webcomic reviews, because it was really up in the air at this point. There was no real proof that Blue was the son of Blast because we were only really going off of his word of mouth at that point. And also, Blue seems to have some kind of energy manipulation himself, because when we did see him fight, he expelled some kind of energy blast from his fist. So all of this together makes me think that Blast has energy manipulation or some kind of Esper psychic energy manipulation. I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen Blue do the warping black hole stuff, but then again, he's only 16 and Blast is like probably in his 40s or 50s. So, give him some time. Maybe he can develop those abilities. Since Tatsumaki pretty much implied that like you need to be a master to be able to do that stuff. Going further into that stuff, we see like when he connects his fist, the energy starts like conducting through his suit, and then the black hole is formed as a result of this. I'm thinking, this is all lining up here. But speaking of the suit, I think there's a possibility that this suit might have been given to him by Metal Knight, and that's because it shares an aesthetic similarity to the Neo Hero battle suits that we've seen in the webcomic. And when Child Emperor examines this suit, he says, "I saw plans for something like this in Metal Knight's development room." And yeah, the suit isn't like one-for-one identical to Blast's suit, but given the relationship between the manga and the webcomic, the similarities are there. And Child Emperor also says about the suit, unlike regular armor, it reads the wearer's nerves and uses electrical signals to react with artificial muscles in sync. So there's not really concrete evidence to say for sure that Metal Knight gave this to Blast, but I don't know, it's a possibility, I'll say. Because it pretty much seems like Blast is using this suit as a conduit for his energy abilities to create these black holes. So now let's go over to the cube side of things. So Blast says that said, I've been going around picking up these things since they're scattered all over as a hobby of mine. So I'm thinking that this probably confirms that the place that was holding Tatsumaki as a child when we see Blast in her flashback, thinking that place probably found a cube, and Blast originally went to that place to retrieve their cube and kind of just maybe coincidentally found Tatsumaki there. Also, another thing that happens in this sequence is Blast like puts his hand on Tatsumaki's head and then is somehow able to see Fubuki. This possibly could be Blast reading Tatsumaki's mind, which further goes into Blast possibly being an Esper. We also recently see this in the webcomic when Fubuki like touches Psychos' head and then goes into her mind, or at least takes their minds to like that same kind of spiritual psychic realm that we saw Phoenix Man take Child Emperor to. It's very possible that all of this stuff is connected. But also, I think we might have seen another instance of Blast searching for one of these cubes in front of our faces the whole entire time. This is super heavy speculation, but just bear with me. So I'm thinking that Blast's encounter with Elder Centipede might be because he was going after one of the cubes. Going to the volume 23 table of contents, we've all pretty much by now seen that there was like a cube on top of the Ark of the Covenant, which is like in a treasure room or somewhere located inside of the Monster Association. And it's heavily implied at this point that the Monster Association, or at least most of it, originally belonged to the Subterraneans. Because Hellfire and Gale say that they killed the original monsters that lived down there. Of course, we see all the dead Subterraneans in the ravine below. And there's also like this mural on the wall that has the Subterranean King, along with two things that look like they could be Elder Centipede. And I originally thought that this is how the Monster Association met Elder Centipede. When they went down into the subterranean base, you know, they killed out all of the Subterraneans, but maybe they came across Elder Centipede and they were like, hey, you're really powerful, why don't you join with us? And then maybe Elder Centipede was like, you know, I only care about Blast. I just want to get my revenge on Blast. And they were like, okay, we'll get your revenge on Blast if you join us. So it's possible that Blast, looking for one of these cubes, somehow figured out that it was near there or down there. And when he went to go get the cube, he ran into Elder Centipede, and that's when they had their fight. Going back to chapter 84, when this is revealed, the bearded worker says, when Blast gravely injured Elder Centipede, the monster escaped underground. And then the Hero Association worker with him says it's classified by an informed king of Elder Centipede's feud with Blast. So being that it's classified could either mean that just anything that Blast does is classified, or it's classified because it has to do with Blast hunting the cube possibly. Again, just heavy speculation, but I think it would be pretty cool if this all connected. So let's go to another instance of Blast possibly hunting the cube, but also let's try to explain why he has the battle damage on his suit as well as the scar across his face. So aside from him fighting Elder Centipede, we know that Blast fought the Ninja Village leader. And given that these look like slashes, and we know that the ninja leader definitely has two swords, it's possible that he received these wounds / damage from the ninja leader. When Gale Wind is describing this event, he says, the founder of the Ninja Village, the one known as the strongest ninja in history, ever since he fought Blast in an epic battle and lost consciousness 15 years ago, he's been lying dormant in a recovery capsule. So the whole epic battle line I thought originally might have been hyperbole, but this might straight up confirm that they legitimately did have an epic battle and he did wound Blast. But aside from that, I'm thinking that Blast originally went after the ninja leader because of the cubes, which means that the ninja leader may have found one of the cubes and made the deal with God, and that's how he became as strong as he is. Because later on, when Gale Wind is talking about the history of the ninja leader, he says a comrade once investigated the concealed past of that man. He later disappeared without a trace, but he was able to confirm that he has been alive and continuously conducting assassinations for 300 years. He has different skin colors on different parts of his body, as well as multiple heartbeats. In addition, if the target has a strong and healthy body, he will take all of their blood and innards away from the scene. Based on these descriptions, the only thing we can think of is ... So it's possible that 300 years ago, the ninja leader, while he was still like a human, found the cube, made the deal with God, and then received the incredible amount of power that he has, because God says, you know, make a fervent wish, and if you're worthy, then you'll gain power. So it's possible that this is what the ninja leader did. And as for taking away their blood and innards, this could be linked to what we saw Sairochi talking about after she was describing the power that God gave to her. When she said, I would use this power to absorb all living creatures through these roots and fuse their spirits into a single entity. This could be like a soft version of that the ninja leader possibly has. And also another really interesting thing is that the ninja village itself straight up looks like one of the cubes. And this could also explain why Blast went to the ninja village when Sonic was there and wiped out all of the younglings. Maybe he went there to try to find the cube, or maybe the cube cube that he couldn't find from the ninja leader originally, possibly. But anyway, just to finish this video off, I want to talk about what Blast says towards the end of his appearance in 139. It says time flows slower in this space than outside, meaning that like when you touch the cube, it distorts space. And then he says, we'll be saying goodbye for now, but I'm sure we'll meet again. So yeah, that's confirming that, you know, Blast and Saitama, they're gonna meet again. So Blast will obviously come back into the story later. But the whole thing about time flowing slower in that space, and also him saying that he'll take them to the surface, I'm thinking this means that he's gonna drop them off right when Awakened Garo is about to like finish off the S-Class heroes, I suppose. So this will compensate for the amount of time that Flashy Flash and Saitama are underground in the webcomic, and they originally come out, you know, at that point, like when Evil Natural Water and all that stuff's going on. Given that he's saying it's goodbye for now, give my regards to Tatsumaki and Sitch, I'm thinking that Blast is probably gonna singularly like send them there, and he's probably not going to show up to the surface himself. I mean, maybe he could, but it just doesn't seem like he is. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about all of this Blast stuff. Blast is so interesting, and all of the storylines connected to him as well. But let me know what you think about them. If you liked the video, guys, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.